With the NBA playoffs going on right now, a lot of teams are going to have disappointing round one or round two exits, and they're going to take a look at what their long-term outlook is going to be. Could they end up trading one of their best players this offseason to enter into a retool or a rebuild? And a team that has the assets to go out and get a star player to their team, the Brooklyn Nets. So that is what we are going to be doing today, a Brooklyn Nets rebuild, and we are going to try to get a star name over here to Brooklyn, because right now we don't really have that franchise player on this team. We do have a boatload of draft picks from the Kevin Durant trade, the James Harden trade, the Kyrie Irving trade, and then obviously the Mikal Bridges trade with the New York Knicks. I did post on my community tab the scenario I've been using, so just go to my channel, go to post, and you could see what's the scenario I've been using to get around start today being broken, because at the moment I'm recording this, yeah, start today is unfortunately still broken. Shout out to 2K. And I think the Nets are on a fine path right now. I do think they won too many games throughout the regular season this year. Shout out to the Knicks and the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. I would love to see this as a Knicks fan. I doubt it happens, though, and they end up winning it all. I'm more worried just getting out of round number one against Detroit, and Jokic won Finals MVP. So LeBron ends up retiring. We're going to override that. I think Chris Paul's got at least one more year in him. I think Al Horford's got another year in him as well. Mike Conley, why not? I don't want to say goodbye to these guys that were pretty much my childhood watching the NBA, and a lot of those guys have also retired as well. So yeah, like I said, the NBA had some bad teams this year. The Utah Jazz, the Washington Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets. The Nets were too good. They won 26 games. I don't know if that's credit to Jordy Fernandez. I don't know if that's credit to the guys they had that were getting notable minutes like Zaire Williams and Keon Johnson that were playing for a second contract in this league and to show that they belong. They were playing hard every single night. And Cam Thomas missed a ton of time as well. Cam Johnson I thought was going to get traded at the deadline, but the Nets here, the sixth best odds to move up in the draft. Let's see if we get luck on our side. It would be kind of funny if we fell to like pick 8. We'll see what ends up happening. That is, I think, a possibility, but that means 2 teams would be jumping up. So that's okay. It says the Nets, the Raptors, and the Spurs all moved into the top 4. So we do get lucky there. The Thunder are going to get the Sixers pick. Wow. That's kind of insane that 3 teams have jumped into the top 4. Imagine Cooper Flag goes to the Spurs in this rebuild. Good thing we're in the Eastern Conference. I know I say that in all my Eastern Conference rebuilds, but it shows the disparity in the conferences in real life, and definitely in this game, much easier to get to the NBA Finals. So let's see, are we going to be picking 4? No. We are in the top 3. So the lottery gods are rewarding the Nets this year for an ethical tank job, and we get pick 3. I will take it. The Raptors get number 1. The Wizards get number 2. So we're going to end up with most likely either Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey. Let's go. All right, so here we are, the night of the NBA draft with the 3rd overall pick. We'll see who goes 1 and 2, and then I think I'm going to make some trades. So Cooper Flag does go up north to Toronto, and Ace Bailey goes number 2. That's who I thought was going to fall to me at 3, so this is going to be a pretty easy pick. We are going to take Dylan Harper, the best guard in this draft. I think has some very similar comparisons to Cade Cunningham coming out of Oklahoma State, Jalen Brunson coming out of Villanova. I'm very excited to have Dylan Harper on this team to lead us out of the rebuild as Concaniple goes to the Spurs there, number 4. I thought about moving Cam Johnson on draft night. I may wait till after team player options, and I want to see if the LA Lakers are intrigued about getting that rim running center, that rim protector that they tried getting at the deadline with Mark Williams. I'm going to see if I could trade Nick Claxton for Dalton Connect and a future first round pick. They're going to agree to that. So yeah, Nick Claxton is now an LA Laker. And I do also have pick 20, 26, 30, and 36. So I'm not trying to get any more draft picks. We could look to trade up, but that's only if somebody falls. The 5th overall pick in Markkinen for 9 and Denny. I don't know if I would have done that, Portland. They go up to take Kasper Shakushonis. Whoa, Dahad Pettiford ended up going there in the lottery to the Rockets. And I don't think I'm going to trade up. I think I'm going to be fine with whoever falls to me. Rasheer Fleming goes. Neek Clifford out of Colorado State. There goes Thomas Sorber, who I did want to take with my pick. He ends up going 1 pick ahead of us. I could look at Joanne Berenger, the French center, who definitely is a raw player right now, but is projected out to be a good rim protector at the NBA level. You just got to be patient with him. I think we are going to take him fairly high here at 20. I'm going to take Will Riley here at 26. I think that's insane value because of the upside Riley can give you as a creative scorer at the NBA level. Like Berenger, a little bit more of a project player, but at 6'7", he just needs to put on a little bit of weight, and he could be a very fun scoring asset. Damn, Carter Bryant goes. That's who I wanted there at number 30. But I'm going to snag Noah Essengay out of Ratio Farm, which I think is also really good value. He's going to go a lot higher than that in the NBA draft. And then somehow Danny Wolf fell to the 2nd round. I'm all over that. All right, so I just drafted 5 rookies. We're going to sign all of them. I only have 3 players under contract right now. Wait, what? We'd have too many players on the main roster, but if you look at my main roster right now, it's only Cam Johnson, Dalton Connect, and Maxwell Lewis. So I'm going to trade Maxwell Lewis to the Timberwolves, and hopefully now I can sign Danny Wolf. Bang, there we go. We're going to bring back Keon Johnson, Jalen Wilson, Noah Clowney, Dariq Whitehead, and Drew Timmy. Why not? So now after that, I'm going to look to trade Cam Johnson. And I wanted to see if the Rockets are going to look to add some shooting. I don't know if they want to pay Jabari Smith Jr., but could I do Cam Johnson for Jabari Smith Jr.? The Rockets would acquire $4 million more than allowed. I would take on the Jock Landale contract. Can I get a counter at least? Damn, they don't want to do that. I mean, I would throw in like Dariq Whitehead. Could that help this deal get done? They say no. I'll throw in multiple seconds. They say no. I don't really want to throw a first rounder in this deal. I'll give you 4 seconds, or I'll throw in a different player. I will also throw in Keon Johnson. Of course, you can't afford that. I don't know why Jock Landale is 2 stars in value. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Jalen Wilson does not help get the deal done. I just wanted to take a chance on Jabari Smith Jr. I think we could have really tapped into the potential. I'm surprised they wouldn't do this. All right, so since the Rockets didn't want to add Cam Johnson, let's see if the Orlando Magic would be interested. I don't really want many of their players on their team. Like, I would take Cole. Why is Cole Anthony 2.5 stars? That is kind of insane. I was going to look to try to get 2 first-round picks for Cam Johnson and maybe 1 player. They have 2 Warriors picks. Interesting. So they actually, I don't even need to get a player back. I mean, could I just ask for 3 first-round picks straight up for Cam Johnson? Could we get that to go through? Okay, there we go. That is fine with me. We're going to accumulate some more assets and going to try to get a star level player. I don't know if that's going to be this offseason or next offseason. We'll see. I'm going to offer, I think Zaire Williams, the qualifying offer. I don't mind being bad once again next year. And then we're really going to try to put all our eggs in the 2027 basket. I'm not going to bring back D'Lo, Williams, Sharp, Thomas. I all give the qualifying offer to. I'm going to give a 2-year deal to D'Anthony Melton. And then I'm going to do, I think, a team-friendly like offer to Cam Thomas, because I don't really think he's going to have the biggest market. I mean, the Pistons just gave him 3 for 57. He's actually going to take that. Wow. All right, that's not the worst deal in the world. It's still tradable. He's making less than $20 million a year. I'm going to offer Daron Sharp a 1+1, but it's a team option. Same with Zaire Williams. Should I bring James Harden back to Brooklyn? Would be electric, but no, we're not going to do that. A lot of these guys re-sign with their current teams. All right, so Cam Thomas is our highest overall. Then we have Dalton Connect at a 79. Dylan Harper, our starting point guard, also at a 79. Only Tyrese Martin pretty much regressed. All right, so I do need to cut somebody before the season starts, and that's going to be probably Drew Timme. Even though it's cool to have Timme on the team. Shout out to what he did at Gonzaga, but we are not going to have him here. All right, so here we are at the start of the 2026 season. We're going to have Dylan Harper and Cam Thomas in the backcourt. Connected at the 3, Clowney at the 4, and Sharp at the 5. But then we're going to get a lot of the young guys involved this year. Like, I don't think Tyrese Martin's going to crack the rotation. Same with Jalen Wilson. Like, Keon Johnson's going to get like 15 minutes a night. I think D'Anthony Melton can get like 10 because I think he could be a trade asset for us at one point. We're going to go about 15 minutes a night as well as Zaire Williams. And these guys could end up being like some of the first guys off the bench. But like I said, I just want to get more of the young guys involved. Like, I want Noah Essengay to play. I definitely want Will Riley to get at least like 15 minutes a night. And then I definitely want Behringer in here as well. And then even Danny Wolf, I would like to get 10 minutes a night too. Let's go about 15 to Behringer. And then I can go a little bit more to the starting 5. So Harper 33 is good. We'll go 34 to Thomas. We'll go 28 to Connect. And then we can do about 29 to Noah Clowney. Hopefully it could be a big year for Clowney because him and Whitehead being their first round picks in the 2023 draft haven't really worked out a ton. All right, so we start off the season against the Knicks, the Rockets, and the Heat, all 3 playoff teams from the 2025 season. And we actually start off the year 2-1. I mean, Dylan Harper and Cam Thomas can carry this team to a playoff spot this year. It would be kind of hilarious. All right, so we're here at the deadline. Jordy, stop winning games. I know the East is kind of weak, and I mean, the Raptors are going to turn into the favorites every year, but we're the 4 seed. It doesn't make any sense. But hey, if we do make the playoffs, we're going to be a lot more appealing now to a star that wants to maybe request a trade and put us at the top of their list. We're a big market. We're a youngish team. We have a well-respected head coach, and we have a franchise guy that's untouchable in Dylan Harper. Yeah, I'm going to try to go big name hunting this offseason. Dalton Connect's having a really good year. Noah Clowney shooting 36% from 3. How about that? Daron Sharp's been pretty good. Zaire Williams, not bad either. He's going to make me want to pick up his option at the end of the year. So I don't think I'm going to make any trades. I think I'm just going to let the rest of this year play out. Keon Johnson is a free agent at the end of the year. Same with Tyrese Martin and same with Jalen Wilson. So maybe I'd think about moving Keon Johnson right now if I can get like multiple seconds for a guy that I don't plan on bringing back. All right, so the Milwaukee Bucks really regret giving D'Angelo Russell a 3-year deal. They're willing to give me a first-round pick for Keon Johnson. I don't know if I can throw anybody else in this deal, but I'm going to take that 2030 Milwaukee pick. I may use it in a trade to make another deal with Milwaukee this offseason. So well, they not agree. Okay, now I'm getting countered. So we're going to swap seconds. D'Lo, you can never escape Brooklyn. You're getting traded here again. We have so many D's on this team. Dalton, Dylan, D'Angelo, D'Anthony, Daron, Dariq, Danny as well. So Shea wins MVP here in 2026. Dylan Harper of the Brooklyn Nets is your rookie of the year. He just probably had more opportunity and more shots here in Brooklyn than Cooper Flagg had in Toronto. As Kevin Porter Jr. bounces back and wins Sixth Man of the Year in Phoenix, I could definitely see him as a Sun next year. They're just not going to have a lot of options, and they're pretty much a desperate team trying to win with the core they got. So yeah, there's Damian Lillard and Giannis. Two guys that could be explored with trade ideas this offseason if they want to continue to build around Giannis. Maybe they don't think him and Dame is perfect and they're going to trade Dame. But maybe Giannis does request a trade, they probably have to respect that and they would move on from him. So Dylan Harper on all-rookie first team, 3 all-rookie second team members, Danny Wolf, Joanne Behringer, and Will Riley. They're going to write stories about this 2025 draft class for the Nets. It ends up becoming the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. We're taking on Cleveland in round number 1. They won 49 games, still have a really good team. And then here we are with a 4.0 point differential. That's actually 4th best in the Eastern Conference. So yeah, Dylan Harper was our second leading scorer. That went to Cam Thomas, who put up 21.5 points in how many minutes a night? 28 minutes a night. Yeah, Cam Thomas is kind of a bucket in this game. He's going to be a perfect headliner in a trade this offseason. And we're basically playing with house money this year. I have to just double check exactly what picks we have this offseason because 2K doesn't have it exactly correct with that Rockets-Nets trade in the 24 offseason where they swapped the Nets and Suns picks. We're down 2-0. 3-0. Can I at least get one playoff win? There we go. I'll take a gentleman's sweep. That is fine with me. We're showcasing that we can at least win a playoff game with this young core under Jordy Fernandez. Not a great playoff series for D'Anthony Melton or Noah Clowney. As Wemby is your Western Conference Finals MVP and Halliburton is your Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and the Spurs end up winning it all. And Wemby already gets that Finals MVP. So there goes LeBron, Chris Paul, Horford on the Pistons, Brook Lopez. There goes Paul George. Lucky you, Philadelphia. You get out of that contract. And here we are at the draft lottery. So I own my pick exactly in 2026. I do believe the Suns are going to get, or the Rockets are going to get the Suns pick. So the Rockets technically have my pick at 18, but I'm going to get that pick back. And yeah, we're going to keep Jordy Fernandez. Obviously, he's the head coach for probably this video. And here we are, the night of the 2026 draft. I mean, this is where we can make a move. I would have loved to have like a better pick in this draft to use in a trade. All right, so let's go big name hunting. We're going to start off with Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's very tough to trade for him in 2K, so I'm not going to get my hopes up with him, but then we're going to go down the pecking order. I would start off with like D'Angelo Russell, Cam Thomas, D'Anthony Melton, and then probably my most valuable picks, which I don't really know where those are going to be. Maybe they prefer more draft picks, but yeah, I don't think I'm going to have enough just because 2K only allows you to throw in so many assets in a deal. Like if I did Cam Thomas and 5 first-round picks, no, not going to work out. So I unfortunately am not going to get Giannis unless I wait for him to be a free agent. I told you I'm going to be star name hunting. We're going to try to also go after Anthony Edwards. It's going to be very tough again. I don't know if any of these guys like that I drafted last year have a ton of value. Yeah, it's like D'Angelo Russell and D'Anthony Melton have more value. So if I did those 3 and I did 3 first-round picks, I don't think I'm getting Ant. We could try to pivot for Devin Booker. He's only 4 stars. There's a chance they actually say yes to this deal, and I pick up Devin Booker for Cam Thomas, D'Lo, Melton, and 3 firsts. Would they do this? They say yes. Okay. I was going to pivot to, I forget who I was actually going to pivot to next. I was going to think about Ja, but I don't really know about his fit on this team. I thought about Bam Adebayo. Anthony Davis, I also thought about as well. Domantas Sabonis. I think Zion was a guy I wanted to get, which keep an eye on. That is somebody I still may try to trade for. But right now in the backcourt, it's going to be Devin Booker and Dylan Harper, which is pretty electric. I'm going to move Devin Booker back to the shooting guard position. I was able to keep the 18th overall pick in this draft. I took Isaiah Harwell. He could end up being traded as well. So maybe it's going to be a new era in New Orleans. They had the number 1 pick and they took AJ Debanta. I'm going to pick up the team options on everybody here, and then I'll offer the qualifying offers. But I think we're going to try to get another big name. I mean, Luka Doncic would be pretty electric. I don't even know how that would look. I mean, he's got 13 offers out there. None are real. Oh my God, okay. I think I may try to get Luka in Brooklyn. I mean, we could try to get Kevin Durant back. Jaren Jackson Jr. is here, but no, I'm going to try to get Luka. I have to free up about $25 million. Shouldn't be too hard. Now, I kind of wish I didn't go after Devin Booker, but it's fine. So I'm actually going to trade Zaire Williams, who had a good year with us, to the Portland Trailblazers for a swap worth between Boston and Milwaukee in 2029. That frees up about $9 million. I'm going to trade Derek Whitehead to the San Antonio Spurs for 4 second-rounders. I'm going to trade Day'Ron Sharpe to the Houston Rockets for a swap best between Dallas and Phoenix in 2029. And I'm going to trade Danny Wolf to the OKC Thunder for a swap best between Dallas and OKC in 2028. So now I can offer Luka Doncic a full max deal to come to Brooklyn, bang, Luka Doncic is a Brooklyn Net. I don't know how I'm going to operate this team. Like, I may actually just put Luka as the small forward, because now I got Luka and Booker, which is funny. The rivalry they had back in 2022. Now they're teammates. Dalton Connect, Dylan Harper on this team. Like, we definitely lack some talent in the front court. I mean, it's far from what I want, but I'm going to try to sign Nick Richards to a 3-year deal. It's going to be him and, like, Joe and Behringer right now. Then I'm also going to get Jonathan Isaac on the minimum. I'm going to also try to pick up Kenrich Williams and Kelly Olynyk all on the minimums as well. We get Isaac. We get Kenrich and Olynyk. So Luka has regressed a little bit. I don't know. I think I'm going to play him at the 3. I know, like, if I have a chance to get Luka, I'm going to get Luka. But now I'm like, does Devin Booker work with Luka? So this may be the quickest, like, 1-year star turnaround trade. There's a chance I move Devin Booker next offseason if it just doesn't work out this year. Or I just end up moving Dylan Harper as well. That could potentially be something. I'm going to re-sign Noah Clowney to a 3-year deal where he's going to be making around $30 million. That could potentially be a trade asset. I don't think he's going to be my starting power forward when we're going for a title, but who knows? Like, last year we were a 6th seed, and I just added Devin Booker and Luka Doncic. All right, so let's figure out the rotation this year. I still want to see what we can get out of these high upside rookies, or now sophomores we drafted a few years ago. They want to start Jonathan Isaac at the 4. I didn't really plan on doing that. I think I'm still going to start Noah Clowney there. I think Richards and Behringer are each going to get 24 minutes. They're going to swap there. And having just like Luka Doncic facilitate for these guys is going to be electric. So I think we're going to just throw Luka at the 3. Like, we'll see how this works out in 2K's terminology. We're going to go 36 minutes a night to all 3 of them. We'll do about 26 to Clowney there. Dalton Connect as the 6-man. Behringer. I want Riley. I want Essengay. All getting minutes, as well as Isaiah Harwell. So these guys are each going to get about 10 minutes a night. We'll do one more to... Who could play? I'll go one more to Noah Clowney. So, system proficiency, 3.5 star balance under Jordy Fernandez. I know Luka's not going anywhere. I think it's like, if it doesn't work out, either Dylan Harper or Devin Booker will be moved. We start off the season to a 2-0 start. We start off the season to a 4-0 start. Let's go. Luka's here. Booker's here. Dylan Harper can hopefully flourish this year. I'm excited to see where this team can go. All right, so yeah, this team is 40-11. We are the best offense in the NBA, actually. 0.1 points more per game than number 2, Denver. Our defense is really good as well. We are number 2 in the Eastern Conference, which is kind of incredible with this front court. We have a 13.6 point differential. We're on a 7-game winning streak, and we have 3 20-point per game scores. Luka's averaging 25.8. This is the true big 3, potentially, because Dylan Harper, it's going to be hard not to trade this guy. 22.8 points, 6.3 rebounds, 7.3 assists. This is basically KD, Kyrie Harden reincarnated in Brooklyn a few years later. Devin Booker, 54, 45, 90 splits. You love to see that. Dalton Connect is a sharpshooter off the bench, 44% from 3, and he's still under team control next year. It is funny that it's like Charlotte, LA there in the 25 season. I may try to upgrade the power forward spot here at the deadline because Noah Clowney's not really shooting the ball too well. I think Behringer can start over Nick Richards in the playoffs, but he's been encouraging. Harwell's struggling. I think Riley's going to have a role for us. Essengay's probably going to have a role for us as well. So I think we're going to try to find an upgrade at the 4 spot. And I still have so many draft picks. That was like so big in getting Luka Doncic in free agency instead of trading for like Giannis or somebody like that. It's like, look at all the draft picks I still own that I could make a move with. All right, I'm going to try to make a trade here. Can I get Jarris Walker from the Pacers for Noah Clowney? I would throw in this first-round pick. Wow, 1 first-rounder got it done. I was expecting to throw in 2. Did they pay Walker and I'm tripping? Because sometimes it doesn't say and I didn't check, which I should have. They did not. So maybe that's why. Maybe they didn't plan on bringing back Walker at the end of the year. Well, yeah, Jarris Walker, you're easily going to get 27 minutes a night and start for us. And in the playoffs, you're probably going to play more just because I don't think I'm going to play Harwell in the playoffs if he's going to struggle with his efficiency this much. And yeah, it's going to be Luka at the 3. Harper at the 1, Booker at the 2. So Wemby wins MVP, AJ Debance Rookie of the Year, Jeremy Sohan 6 Man of the Year, Wemby Depoy, Jarris Walker Most Improved. We definitely inherited that most of that season from the Indiana Pacers. He did shoot 40% from 3, 6.5 rebounds. Hey, I will take that. And Jordy Fernandez with a 65 win team ends up Coach of the Year. Luka Doncic does not like totally regress or his numbers go down. We actually flourish with Luka Doncic and he ends up on All-NBA first team. Dylan Harper on All-NBA second team. I don't know if I've ever gotten somebody on first, second, and third team. Could we get that? Damn, no Devin Booker on third team, sadly. So we are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls in the first leg of the playing tournament. They landed Ty Jerome, Benedict Mathurin, I assume in that offseason of 2025. The Toronto Raptors are the 2 seed as expected with Cooper Flag. They won 58 games. They haven't really made too many changes to like their top 7 or 8. They even have like AJ Lawson still getting minutes. They were a really good team. They had the 3rd best point differential in the NBA behind us and the San Antonio Spurs. So yeah, we had 3 20-point per game scores. There's Connect and Walker, Behringer, Richards, all getting pretty good numbers this year. So I decided for the playoffs, like, we're probably not going to play Isaiah Harwell. We're going to run this 9-man rotation. I think I want to go 38 to the big three. I'm going to start Behringer over Richards, and he's going to get about 28 minutes a night. Let's go 30 to Walker, and the last remaining minute, I'm going to give, I think, to Will Riley. I know, not really that much of an impactful move there. So we do end up winning game number 1. Oh my God, by a ton. Luka Doncic, 20, 16, and 18. Devin Booker drops 43, and we already matched our total from last year. Now, we lost by 1 to the Bulls in game 2. If I actually lost to the 8-seeded Bulls, I would be very upset. Hopefully, we win 3 games in a row, and we can put this behind us. Dylan Harper with 31, Luka with 30, 13, and 13. Game number 4 goes to the Brooklyn Nets, 115, 108. Booker and Harper combined for 50, 12 assists for Luka Doncic, and we are going to win in 5, 126-94. Luka with 38, 10, and 12. Booker with 32. Harper with a triple-double, and we're taking on the Cavs here in round number 2. Luka averaged a 27-point triple-double. Booker was great. Harper was great. I think we're going to be on a collision course with Toronto. Who knows? So we lost to Cleveland last year, and our team looks a lot better. They could beat us for sure. Like, they have the mismatch in the front court with Allen and Mobley going up against Behringer and Walker. But Behringer, man, like, he's been playing pretty good, and it only helps that he's got, like, amazing playmakers getting him the ball. Dalton Connect has been a great shooter for us. Game number 2 goes to Cleveland, 132, 129. Luka with a 21-point triple-double. Game number 3 goes to Brooklyn, 143 to 90. Booker with 36, 19, 18, and 10 for Dylan Harper. Game 4 goes to Brooklyn, 123, 118. And can we win in 5? Can we win in 6? Okay, yes, we can. So we are on that collision course with the Toronto Raptors. We had 3 25-point per game scores. I don't know if I've ever really accomplished that, so it's pretty cool to see that all these guys are working. Luka's getting his assists. All 3 of them are getting their assists as well. They're combining for like 25 assists a night, which is kind of incredible. You got the 1-seeded Spurs versus the 3-seeded Warriors over there. Jimmy Butler's still going strong. So can we beat Toronto? We lose game 1. Can Cooper Flag conquer us? Let's see. Game number 2 goes to Brooklyn. 134, 117, 45 for Luka. 23 for Walker. We win game 3, 108, 105. Luka with 24, 10, and 11. Game number 4 goes to Toronto, 133, 112. Devin Booker with 27. Harper with 23. Luka with 21. Game 5 goes to the Nets, 138, 99. Booker with 28. Wow, we had 5 20-point or 20 point scores in this game, and we are up 3-2. Game 6, bang. The Brooklyn Nets are in the NBA Finals with the San Antonio Spurs. A very similar color scheme. Luka versus Wemby. Luka averaged 26, 9, and 11 in the conference finals. Booker was great. Harper was great. I mean, Jarris Walker was a really good pickup for us. The Spurs just swept the Warriors, though. I mean, they're a great team, but we win game 1, 139, 137. That's what I'm talking about. Game 2 goes to the Nets. Oh my God, we held them to 69 points. That's incredible. That's incredible. I didn't even mention they have Kevin Durant. Like, they have a sick team as well. They have Dariq Whitehead, former net. We're up 3-0. Oh my God, I guess we match up so well against them. Behringer holding his own against Wemby, who's been kind of mediocre here in the first 3 games of the NBA Finals. Like, for his standards, 20 points, 43% from the field. He is shooting 42% from 3, but yeah, that's not up to Wemby's standards. Here we are, game 4 on the road in San Antonio. Can we pull off a sweep against a very elite team that won it all just last year? We're down by 8. We're down by 8 with 3.5. We're closing in, but they are going to hold off on the sweep. Devin Booker went 5-16. Let's not let them go on a run here. It is 3-1. We're at home here. This should be a win, and we're up by 32. Yeah, we should be able to win this game. That's what I'm talking about. We're up by 40. This team is so good. Luka's got 46, 7 and 10 in this game. That is incredible. Behringer give me a screen. Actually, who's guard? No, this is Stephon Castle. So pretty good defender. 46, 7 and 10 in this game. Luka, you were insane. He's going to take that 3. No good. Behringer's got 14 rebounds. Connects in the game. Harper flirting with a triple-double. I don't know if, like, Booker fouled out at all. No, he didn't foul out. He's just not in. Castle getting right by Luka. He's going to hit that jumper. He cuts the lead down to a 39 point deficit. Luka, perfect pass there to Jarris Walker, who's going to throw it down. That is assist number 11. Kevin Durant misses the pull-up jumper. He could not get, I guess, the first ring of his career. I don't know if he was on the team last year. Luka throws it down, puts us back up by 43. And the Nets win it all with Luka Doncic being your finals MVP. All right, we just dominated those playoffs. And yeah, that was so much fun. I'm going to run it back for one more year of this rebuild. We won it all in 2027. And the Nets are in good spot, like a good place to land a star now. Like, I wonder if they would go after Sabonis or somebody of that tier. We could get a lottery pick, or we are going to get one from the Knicks from the Mikal Bridges trade. But like if you give up all those assets, can Giannis win in Brooklyn? This team really isn't much better if they just add Giannis. But if they can get somebody in free agency, if they get Cooper Flag and they can still make a trade for Giannis or one of those names, then we're talking like, or maybe you get Cooper Flag and Zion Williamson or something like that. All right, so we're here in the offseason, and I'm not going to trade away Devin Booker. I definitely don't want to trade away Dylan Harper. So I think we're fine with like the Behringer, Jarris Walker front court. I have the 12th, 26th, 31st, and 59th picks in this draft. I took Taj Ariza, the son of Trevor Ariza, here at number 12, a good wing out of Zona. I'm also going to be making this trade where I'm going to trade away a future Warriors pick 30, 31, and Nick Richards for Dylan Mingo, and who was drafted a little bit earlier, 14th overall by the Wizards, and Robert Williams. And then, yeah, we ended up drafting Marcus Patterson in the second round. We're going to pick up the team options on everybody here. We had actually a little bit of money to play with in the trade market because of like Walker's free agency, and I think that's really it. So he's going to get a decent amount of money, but that's fine. We're going to renounce the rights on all three of these guys but Walker, and we are going to re-sign Jarris Walker to a 4-year deal worth $65 million. And I'm also going to sign Taylor Hendricks if he does agree to this deal. 3 years, $40 million, a backup to Jarris Walker. All right, so Luka is a 95, Booker is a 92, Dylan Harper 87, Connect 84, Walker 83. Like this team is so good. And we have like so many guys on like cheap rookie deals as well. All right, so it's going to be 34 minutes to the big three. I think Walker and Behringer aren't going to play like a ton throughout the regular season because I still want to see like who can emerge out of the Harwell, Essengay, Will Riley tier. We're 3.5 star under Jordy Fernandez. You know, we're playing with house money at this point, but let's see if we can go back to back. And yeah, we are 43-7 here at the 2028 trade deadline. We have an 18.6 point differential. The Spurs are lead over there in the Western Conference. We have the best offense in the East, the best defense in the East. We don't have 3 20-point per game scores. It's just because these guys are not playing as much this year because I wanted to see what the younger crew can do. But for the second half, I do want to see like what a playoff rotation could look like. Essengay, I think I'm actually going to play Essengay and Harwell over Riley right now. I think I'm going to go 15 to all three of these guys, at least for now. I mean, it's a 10-man rotation. I'm going to go about 15 to Williams. I think Connect, who's been elite this year, we know, like, in his role, and we know what he could be there. I'm going to go, like, 23 minutes a night to him. I want to go 36 to the big three. I would like to get these guys a little bit more minutes, but it's tough when you got a 10-man rotation because I don't really know who I'm going to cut out of the rotation in the playoffs. Maybe it's Essengay, maybe it's Harwell, maybe it's Taylor Hendricks if I don't like his fit. So Wemby wins MVP, Tyron Stokes is your Rookie of the Year, Darius Acuff is your 6th man, Wemby's your depoy, Most Improved Blake Wesley. Okay, shout out to Notre Dame, and we won 72 games. Luka's on All-NBA first team, Dylan Harper's on All-NBA second team. No Devin Booker love, though, to the All-NBA team or voting crew, as us and the Spurs are both the 1 seeds in the respective conferences. We're going up against the Pacers, who were in the NBA Finals just a few years ago. I think Behringer has turned into a pretty good big man for us right now. I think just the big decision is who's not playing for us in the playoffs, because Essengay was great this year. I don't know if I'm going to play Harwell just because I don't know if I need like another shooter off the bench right now. So I think we're going to go something like this. These guys can get 15 minutes a night. Let's go 25 to Connect. I'd like to go like 28 to these guys, and then I can go 38 to the big three. We're taking on the Pacers in round 1. They have a very similar team, but they've added Jonathan Kuminga along the way. They still got Noah Clowney, who, yeah, maybe we sold high at that point. We do win game 1 by 1. And the Pacers are a team that, like, has never really gone into the luxury tax. So maybe they didn't want to pay Jarris Walker. We're okay with the Joe Tsai money doing that. And we're up 3-0. And we are going to sweep the Pacers to take on the Cavs for the 3rd straight year. So a rubber series between us. Yep, the big three went off in round number 1, basically averaging 80 points between the 3 of them, which is sick. So we're taking on the Cavs in round number 2. They've kept the backcourt, the front court. They still have a really good team. They've kind of developed Jalen Hood-Schifino along the way, which is pretty cool. So let's see if we're able to beat them and go to the conference finals. All right. Could we actually sweep through the Eastern Conference? That would be electric. We swept the first 2 rounds. Booker struggled a little bit in round number 2, but like Walker was good, Connect was elite. All right, so we're taking on the Hornets here. LaMelo, Kareem Lopez, Brandon Miller, Salon, Mark Williams. They've added Mikal Bridges, AJ Mitchell, Kaman, and Caden Boozer along the way. Oh, man, they beat us. All right. Well, they didn't beat us in the series. They won 1 game against us, so we're not going to go 12-0 in the Eastern Conference, which would have been electric. So are we going to go back-to-back? We're not taking on the Spurs. We're taking on the Pelicans, who have a really good team. They have a ton of talent. AJ and Zion. They have Trey Johnson as well. Trey Murphy off the bench. Herb Jones off the bench. Like, this is a deep team, but I don't think they're going to beat us. I think we're going to go back-to-back. 2-0. 2-1. All right, maybe it's a series here. 3-1, and we win in 5. We went 16-2. Dylan Harper dropped 31, 7, and 10 and gets Finals MVP. Did he deserve that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was unreal in this series. So that's going to be for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments what star you think the Nets could go after this offseason. Or maybe you think that they're just not going to go after anybody and they're going to stay the course throughout the rebuild. Let me know that down below as well. Drop a thumbs up if you guys did enjoy. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.